That's a good question. I think I know what you mean, because if you look at the results getting into this season, we did okay. The performances always bring along new lessons, new questions in development of a team. But what we have to get under control is what I told my guys just now. You can never start a match like we did today. It's impossible. With the level of intensity, aggression in this match, if you see the first few moments going into this game, protection of the ball is a massive aspect in our development of our team, because we have good players, but we have to realize when we need to protect and keep possession, and we get punished for it today within a few minutes. So it has to do with time, obviously, but young players need time, but on the other hand, we need to perform. So there will be a moment in time where we say, okay, we tried our best, but it's not enough. That moment is not there, not by a long mark. So I'm not worried about that, but that is a huge aspect in our game we need to improve.
We'll go with Michael and then Anthony right after.
Hey Coach, Michael Allen, Pro Soccer. You made 2 subs in the 40th minute of the match. Can you talk us through your thinking there? Was that something you're sending a message to the players, or something more tactically that you're trying to change?
No, it's both. If you take us back to the match, you see the shape changes immediately, and as I addressed your colleague just now, there was no sense of urgency within the team. The way Minnesota plays and played against us is no surprise whatsoever. It's very clear, and they're very good at it. But you need to put the aggression, the intensity, and the willingness against it, and add your own qualities, and that's what we didn't do. So I changed the shape and changed 2 players who unfortunately were not able to get to their level today. But as always, and I mentioned it to my boys as well just now, nobody's bigger than the team, including myself. So if I think it's necessary to make a change, I will do it in the benefit of the team. It's slightly unusual to do it before the break, but you could see after the change was made, the sense of urgency, the level of urgency went up immediately. So it was necessary.
Anthony?
Hey Coach, Anthony Merced, James Sports. You spoke a little bit about the change in formation for the second half. It did appear like Minnesota was also willing to just sit back and absorb a lot of pressure. Yeah. How did you think your team responded to their passive nature and how you guys were far more aggressive?
Yeah. As I said to you guys just now, it was something that we anticipated. It's part of their strategy. Unfortunately, I had a few conversations with the officials on the side to make sure that they are aware of it as well. So the yellow card for their goalkeeper was a little late from my point of view. But you know it's part of their strategy, so you have to avoid that. So the speed of play has to be in our rhythm, and that's when I get back to the protection of the ball. It's a huge part of that. So you have to keep them moving, so the spaces will open. They have to invest way more in running from side to side and find those open opportunities. You see when Agu comes on the left side, this kid just took him on 1v1, and he creates a lot of danger, and that was lacking in our play. You have the opportunity with Hannes, of course. So we had a few moments that we could have gotten back into the game with the new strategy, but that's something that was lacking today.
Justin?
Justin Egan, the outfield. Can you talk a little bit more about the first 2 goals? Minnesota is great on the counter and on set pieces, so it has to be disappointing to give those up really early on in the game.
Mm-hmm. As I said to you guys just now, that was no surprise. That's their strategy, that's their game, and they're good at it. So it's very obvious. But if you go back to the first goal, you see, I think it's 5 or 6 opportunities from our side to just control the ball, and we give it away each and every time. And at that point, at the final moment, we give away a lot of space behind the defense, and there's an open play to get it behind us. And yeah, unfortunately, they caught us on the back foot, and they were there with the counter-attack. But that was no surprise. So that's their quality, but also something that's on us because we just lost the ball 5-6 times in a row. The second one is a very simple one because we have a very clear approach in our set pieces, and one of our guys missed his position. So the rebound zone or the area at the edge of the 18-yard was open, and it wasn't supposed to be open. And that's when you get punished immediately. So sometimes you get away with it if you forget something, but in this case we didn't get away with it, and they punished us severely.
Andrew?
Hi, I'm Andrew Lee with Hudson River Blue. You've spoken a lot about wanting your team to control the ball, and you guys had 70% possession in this game,
Yeah.
but also didn't put a shot on target until like the 76th minute. What do you think is going on in the final third while you guys are trying to break down teams that's maybe not translating to as many good, clear chances at goal as you'd like?
Yeah, that's a good one. It has to do with the speed of play in the final third as well. We were not clinical enough in that area, and we're still not clinical enough in general. But like I addressed Agu just now, those are the moments we need. Getting guys in the 1v1, taking them on, dragging more players to one side so you can bring it back to the middle and finish up with a shot like Keats tried, or movement in the box. But you need to be very, very, very clinical on the ball, and that's what's lacking in our play because sometimes there's just an easy loss of possession in that area, and we have to try it all over again. If you add the factor that what I told my guys also just now, the focus is on Alonso. He's our top scorer, but if he has a game which is below his standards, it's very hard for us to make the goals, and that's why we need to step up. Development of Agu is there, development of Huli is there. Today we brought on Munsev in an early stage, guys that can score a goal, but need to work really hard for it as well in order to make those goals. Alonso, it's more natural. So it's a combination of both.